talkSPORT Clips of the Week.
Well, in February 2002, that was absolutely correct, because these have emerged from some dusty old mini discs found in a corner. And
these are very old.
The producer has had a listen to these, and he's repurposed them, given us fresh introductions to all the clips. We've not heard these since 2002.
No.
So, Andy, you can't remember what happened last week, so I'll be surprised if you remember any of these.
Funny enough, I do remember. As I'm reading them, they come back to me.
Well, OK, well, let's find out. We kick off, as we have many times down the years, with Mike Parry. And one thing that definitely hasn't changed over all that time is the quality of his impressions.
I'm sure he hasn't turned round to people and said, I haven't got rid of that great York yet, I'm staying on for another season. No, I don't think that's the case at all.
Anybody? That was for Alex Ferguson he was doing then. It's great, wasn't it? Brilliant. Just a central casting bad Scottish accent.
I could tell, though. And another thing that hasn't improved is Mr. Parry's singing ability.
San Jose, you look out that window now and you don't think of San Jose, do you?
San Jose, there's a song in that, isn't it? Is this the way to San Jose?
Not that song, though.
Not really.
Two beautiful mashup of two songs. Dear me. Mike Boville now, man, whose jobs at talkSPORT range from food taster to running talkSPORT 2. Bringing us the news and going a bit Brian Butterfield.
Golf, Jack Nicklaus has pulled out of this year's US Masters in Augusta. The 6-times winner has been suffering from a back problem.
Isn't that Brian Badonde? You've got the wrong Brian. The producer's got the wrong Brian. He's gone down the Butterfield route. And that's not all. Anyway, he's producing clips himself.
Well, look, he wasn't even born when these clips went out. How old were you when these clips went out? You were about 2?
What was he? He was 11. 11? He probably barely old enough to listen to him. Anyway.
Here's Mike Parry alongside Anna Brazil taking a call.
Let's go to the M6 and Andy. Morning, Andy.
Morning. Yeah, I have to agree with Mr. Dim.
Mr. Dim, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Some dim, that's Chinese food, isn't it?
Dim sum,
dim sum.
Dim sum, you dumpling.
Yes.
Dumpty.
He hasn't changed, has he, Mike? Back to the news again, and it's our old mate Pete Abbott.
Triple Olympic gold medalist Matthew Pinsent will today be sworn in as a member of the International Olympic Committee. He'll replace the Czech world javelin champion Jan Zelezny.
That's easy for you to say, Pete. Yes. Now, you may remember this from the Moose in the classic clips a couple of weeks ago.
And Paris Hilton's been arrested on suspicion of drink driving. The IT girl heiress.
Yes, the IT girl. Well, for some reason, the Big Al was at it as well.
Now, IT Giro or It Giro Tara Palmer Tompkinson.
He stumbled his way through that. Yeah, of course. So, what's next, Andy?
Here's an incredibly youthful Adrian Durham alongside Ray Houghton taking a call.
08704 2020. Let's go to Ray in Stoke-on-Trent. Wants to talk about the Vale.
Yeah, well, I say Ray Houghton and Aidan Dunn, you've got a good sports station, 1033, 1089, sports station of the nation in London.
Thanks, Thanks very much for that. That's very kind of you.
Yeah, well, he just basically spelled out...
that caller, is he all that?
Yeah, he did sound young, didn't he?
He did.
A young Adrian Durham. Well, the older version's here at 4. Back to Mr. Brazil, commentating on his beloved Ipswich Town alongside Jim Proudfoot and getting a bit sidetracked.
You mentioned AXA there, Jim, and of course, this is a big, I don't know if you're aware, Ipswich is a big insurance town, you know, you've got Willis Caroon here, you've got AXA, it's a massive employment area here at Ipswich for the insurance industry. It's Peralta.
And Alan never paid for insurance again.
That is fantastic.
Until this day.
Oh, I like that. That was brilliant. And finally, this is overnight presenter Joe Dutch Holland taking a call on the F1.
I'm just ringing up to talk about David Coulthard. And I think he's going to win tonight.
4th on the grid.
Pardon?
4th on the grid, am I right?
3rd.
Is he 3rd?
It was 3rd earlier when I watched it.
I think he's 4th. Schumacher's 3rd. Barrichello 1.
Sort of good position.
Michael Schumacher 2. Ralph Schumacher 3. No, sure.
He was in 3rd position, but wasn't he?
Listen, he's 4th, all right?
Okay.
And you called him Ben Coulthard. More to the point.
He's now a country and western singer, you know.
He is. He lives in America. He's a country and western. Not that caller, not Mr. Ben Coulthard. We mean Dutch Holland.
Yeah.
But of course, Here we go.
Yes.
You've heard this before,
Oh,
but
yeah,
this was the first time. Nothing could top Dutch Holland's legendary soliloquy on the dangers of fresh fruit. Strap yourselves in.
The funny thing is just how much Victoria Beckham seems to be loathed. This is what I can't understand. Apparently at a recent performance she had fruit and vegetables thrown at her. Poor girl. And they can be lethal. I remember a little while ago there was a phase of a hooligan throwing vegetables out of a speeding car, and he caused no end of damage. I think he actually murdered someone with a turnip, didn't he? Was it a turnip or a carrot thrown at very, very high speeds? I was once told that if you drop a pea off the Empire State Building, that could cause death. Nasty business. It shouldn't be laughed at. It shouldn't be laughed at, some poor celebrity having fruit and vegetables thrown at them. I suppose rotten tomatoes, well, you can just about excuse that. Eggs maybe, but the trouble is with eggs, what if they hit the celebrity on the temple, sharp end up, so to speak? Because I was once told that an experiment was done with an egg, and it was dropped from a helicopter, and it landed sharpest end down, sharpest end first, and it didn't crack. So presumably, there must be a tremendous force there.
Who was telling him this stuff? Who was telling him these things about eggs and peas and Victoria Beckham?
Who threw that egg? Tom Brady? How can you get an egg to hit somebody like that? Perfect spiral.
Yeah.
And also, did they ever catch the
turnip murderer?
The vegetarian murderer.
Yeah.
What a strange
Dutch Holland and his legendary overnight shows.
Yes.
They were, country and western singer now in the States, believe it or not. So there we are, we'll have some more.
Max Russian not aware of the work of Dutch Holland. It's just sent me a text. Who is this guy?
Yeah.
He says, Eggs on the Temple, I'm crying.
Eggs on the Temple, I think, is a track from his second album, which he made in Nashville.